Good afternoon. I'm Michael Harder, CEO and Senior Provost of the Western Division, which includes our two campuses in California and here in Nevada. And that title is going to be changed very shortly. It'll be called Retired CEO and Senior Provost. David Rabb, both Executive Vice Presidents, and I'd like to ask David to come forward and make the official announcement.
It is therefore my distinct pleasure to announce that President Alan Kadish has appointed former Congresswoman Shelley Berkley as the new CEO and Senior Provost of Touro's Western Division. It was also actually just a very personal pleasure to make that announcement because I know Shelley a very long time. I met her when she first ran for Congress about 15 years ago, and I've kept in touch with her since that day, and I consider her a personal friend, and I'm very much looking forward to working closely with her over the coming years. So please join me in welcoming Touro's new Chief Executive Officer and Senior Provost of its Western Division, Shelley Berkley.
Hi, everybody. It's a tremendous pleasure to see all of you here. I'm delighted that you're sharing this new chapter in my life with me. I must say that today is so much better than election night last year. I'm enjoying it immensely. And, you know, I have to say, you never know where life is going to take you. It's just have to be there for the ride. And seeing all of you here ready to start this new ride with me is very gratifying and exciting to me. There's a number of people that I wish to acknowledge, of course. First, my husband, who I am truly blessed to have such a wonderful man as my spouse. He does lecture here at Touro, and his first lecture of the year is January 9th. I will be sitting in to see if he meets Touro standards. I hope he does. To my Touro, Nevada family, my new family, outstanding faculty and staff and students, I'm looking forward to working with you and sharing this wonderful experience with you. To Skylar Richards, I don't know where you are, but who has, in very short notice, put this together with an amazing team, including June. I know Skylar from my UNLV days as a regent, and so we've worked together very closely in a different lifetime, and I'm looking forward to working with Skylar, June, the whole amazing team here at Touro. There's so many people I want to acknowledge, but I'm going to be very specific with some of them because they were instrumental in getting me here. Dr. Mitch Foreman, who is the dean of the medical school here and is now acting provost. Mitch is my doctor in real life. And the last time I was on campus, I was here as a patient at the clinic, and Mitch was doing his usual wonderful evaluation of me. So I am going to thank him very much for helping make this decision very easy for me. And of course, Dr. Mike Harder. When I was on the Board of Regents, I was on Carol Harder's search committee when we brought Carol Harder, the first woman to be president of UNLV, to campus. So I met Mike long before they accepted the job. He's a very close friend, but more than that, he has been remarkable provost and CEO of this institution. He helped create it. He started the programs, and I'd like to say that I'm looking forward to filling his shoes. I'm not sure that's possible, but I want to thank him, not only for his friendship, but for encouraging me to take the job. At one point, I looked at him and He was quite enthusiastic about this, and I knew he'd been trying to retire for quite a while. And I said, "No, you're just not saying all of these flattering things to me because you want out of here." He assured me, he said, "Look, Shelley, I've just invested 10 years of my life making this an outstanding institution of higher learning. I want my successor to have the same passion for education and healthcare that I do." And with that, I realized that he cared deeply for this institution and all the people in it, and I know he will miss it very much. To Touro, California, my new provost and COO of the Northern California campus, Marilyn Hopkins, I am so excited to work with you. I've had the opportunity to spend some time on the California campus. It's truly beautiful, and I look forward to working with this very talented woman. I told Mike that you put me in mind of his wife, Carol Harder, and that's a very high praise and compliment to you. To Touro, New York, Rabbi, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, and I'm sure we'll know each other a whole lot better in the near future. And to David Rabb, I have known David. It's actually been about 16 years that we've known each other. He was an early supporter of mine, and about 5 weeks ago, this was the last thing on my mind, and I received a telephone call from David. And as we caught up, because we haven't seen each other in a number of years, he started talking about this position at Touro, and I was very familiar with it, being friendly with Mike and having my stepdaughter, who's a DO, teaches here at Touro. My husband is a lecturer here at Touro, and so I knew it quite well, and I knew that they were in the middle of a search. And I thought he was going to ask me if I would serve on the search committee, which I was fully willing to do. And then he asked me if I would be interested in the position. Originally, I thought, this man is crazy. But then the more I thought about it, and I think the last word that I used when we hung up in that very first fateful conversation was, I'm intrigued by this. But the more I spoke with him and the rabbi and Alan Kadish and Marilyn and everybody here, I came to realize that perhaps this was the position I had been searching for. My life, as you all know, is devoted to public service. I have a passion for education and healthcare. These are issues that I know quite a bit about and care very much about. By accepting the job of CEO and Senior Provost of Touro University in Nevada and California, I can continue my intense desire to serve my fellow man. You know I have a great love of public service, but I can concentrate on issues that I am very comfortable with and know quite well, education and healthcare. They're fundamental to the future of our community, our state, and our nation, and for the well-being of mankind, our fellow citizens. I think I'm looking forward mostly to working with everyone here and in California and reaching even further into our communities to engage, to partner and perform and do it to the best of my ability. I have said on a number of occasions to my friends in New York that I hope I live up to their expectations. I will do everything I can to do that and to make sure that the Touro family is equally proud. I thank you very, very much, Madam Speaker. Nice to see you. Thank you very, very much for being here. This is a wonderful beginning, and let's move towards a very, very exciting future. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, David, and thank you, everybody, for that round of applause. I really appreciate it. In closing, I want to share a very few brief comments about Shelley Berkley. We first met on February 7th, 1995, and that I can recall that date when I have a little problem recalling things a week ago indicates what an impression Shelley made on me. As she noted, she was a very active member of the Nevada Board of Regents search committee that recruited my wife Carol to Nevada. Even back when Shelley Berkley was she was a staunch advocate for education, and over her 14 years as a United States Congresswoman, I've watched her again in the role of a tireless leader for education and for health care. To my colleagues and students, I want to assure you that your new CEO and Senior Provost will serve you well as a tireless, brilliant leader who will take Touro to the next level of prominence. We look forward to that wonderful leadership that you're going to provide this university.